Hello, good morning to all students. Myself Dr. Sindha Chaudhary. Today I will teach you in analytical chemistry and its methods. So now we introduce what is analytical chemistry. Analytical chemistry is concerned with the chemical characterization of matter and the answer to important question: what is it? It's mean what is the quantity of the sample and how much is it? What is the quantitative property of the matter? Chemical make up everything we use or consume, and knowledge of the chemical composition of many substances is important in our daily life. Analytical chemistry plays an important role in nearly all aspects of chemistry, for example, clinical, agriculture, environmental, forensic, and so on. So that the quality of manufactured products often depends upon proper chemical proportion, and measurement of the constituents is a necessary part of quality control. Now we introduce what is the goal of analytical chemistry and what is it. It's we. The above description of analytical chemistry provides an overview of the discipline of analytical chemistry. Analytical chemistry provides the methods and tools needed for insight into our material world. For answering our basic questions about a material sample, it's mean what is it, where it is, and how much it is, and what is the arrangement, and what is the structure, and where we found. Analytical chemistry seeks over improved means of measuring the chemical composition of natural and artificial materials. The various techniques used various methods used for analyzing for the sample. In the classic This classification is largely historical, with classical methods, sometimes called wet chemical methods, preceding instrumental methods by a century or more. Analytical methods are divided into three categories: classical method, instrumental method, and non-destructive methods. Now we introduce classical method. In classical method, separation of analytes take place by precipitation, extraction, and or distillation. And quantitative analysis is performed by reaction of analytes with reagents that yields products that could be recognized by their colors, boiling or melting points, solubilities, optical activities, or refractive index. And quantitative analysis occurs by gravimetric or by titrimetric techniques. In gravimetric methods, the mass of the analyte or some compounds produced from the analyte is determined. And in titrimetric methods, the volume or mass of a standard reagent required to react completely with the analyte was measured. We want. Now we introduce what is the instrumental methods. In instrumental methods, measurement of physical properties of analytes such as conductivity, electrode potential, light absorption or emission, mass to charge ratio, and fluorescence begin to be used for quantitative analysis of a variety of inorganic, organic, and biochemical analyte. Highly efficient chromatographic and electrophoretic techniques begin to replace distillation, extraction, and precipitation for the separation of components of complex mixtures prior to their qualitative or quantitative determination. These never methods for the separating for determining chemical species are known collectively as instrumental method of analysis. Instrumentation can be divided into two categories: detection and quantitation. Before the analyze the sample, we select an analytical method. What method should be used or appropriate for the selected method. It is an important task for the analyst to select the best procedure for a given determination. This will require careful consideration of the following factors like the type of analysis required, like elemental, molecular, routine or occasional. And second one is problem arising from the nature of the material to be investigated, for example radioactive substance, corrosive substance or substance affected by water. And third one is the concentration range which needs to be investigated. And fourth one, the accuracy is required. And fifth one, the facility available in our lab or other terms and condition. And last one is the time required or to complete the analysis. This will be particularly relevant when the analytical results are required quickly for the control of a manufacturing process. This may mean that accuracy has to be secondary rather than the primary consideration, or it may require the use of expensive instrumentation and the number of analysis of similar type which have to be performed. And what is the nature of the specimen, and what is the amount of sample available in our lab, and the kind of information, sound, chemical and physical properties of matrix. What is it? What it means, what we want. Here the some example of instrumental types of method. First one is colorimetry method. In colorimetry we set the speed. It means it's slow or moderate, and what is the relative cost, low or moderate, and what is the accuracy of this method. It is high, and concentration we will be set 1 to 4 range. And the second word is potentiometry method. In potentiometry method, speed is moderate, we fast, and what is the accuracy we can set on moderate, and what is the concentration we 1 to 7 ml we can take. And third one is spectrophotometry method. In spectrophotometry method, speed we can fixed it like moderate or fast, and the accuracy is we can set on moderate, and the concentration we will take in this method 3 to 6 ml. And the other one is atomic spectroscopy. Atomic spectroscopy, the speed of in this instrument is very fast, and we can set relative cost moderate and high we can purchase, and the accuracy is moderate, and we can take the sample in this spectrometry 3 to 9 ml for the sample. In emission spectrometry method, the signal range of this what we used, what is the general parameter of this spectral instrument, the flame monochromator we used, and UV visible radiation we use in this instrument, and the we can set the sample, and the input material is photo multiplier tube we used, and signal in form of we can get signal electrical potential, and after processing we can record the chart what is the result of our sample. And another one is what is a chromatography. It is chromatography. In the chromatography instrument, we know chromatography is a modern separation technique which can resolve a multi-component mixture into the individual fraction. The term chromatography means chromatos means color or and graphs writing. It was discovered by a Russian botanist Mikhail Semyonovich in 1901 century. In this technique, separation of a mixture substance is brought about by differential movement of individual components through a porous medium in the presence of a solvent. Here are some example of chromatography like GLC means gas liquid chromatography. It is also divided into two major categories like GLC and GSC means gas solid chromatography. And another one example of chromatography is HPLC. HPLC means high performance liquid chromatography. The essential feature of a modern liquid chromatography are given in the detail when we teach HPLC. When I teach HPLC, instrumental method further divided in a non-destructive method. In non-destructive method, first I will introduce in neutron activation analysis. Neutron activation analysis is a very important tool for trace element detection, and neutron activation analysis yield abundance data for many elements by measuring the characteristic gamma ray energies of radioactive nuclides. It can be performed as a non-destructive examination. Neutron activation analysis can achieve sensitivity several orders of magnitude greater than other commonly used analytical method, down to tenths of a part per million for many elements. The sample may be in any form, solid, liquid, or a gas. Neutron activation analysis was discovered in 1936 when Havsi and Levy found that samples containing certain rare earth elements becomes highly radioactive after exposure to a source of neutrons. So next one is X-ray fluorescence. In X-ray fluorescence, we analyze on the basis of qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. X-ray fluorescence is useful for elements with atomic numbers greater than 10, including metals and non-metals. The method requires elaborate procedure for quantitative determination except under special circumstances. And quantitative analysis in X-ray fluorescence is used extensively for quantitative determinations, particularly of elements with high atomic weights. It is very sensitive and produce reliable results. Thank you.